Haley Littleton runs marketing and communications for the town of Breckenridge. She's always been a high achiever, something that helped her cope with undiagnosed anxiety as a child.
It was always just kind of like, oh, Haley's just a cautious child. I think that's what I heard a lot, when really it was my anxiety. And then, I kind of learned to harness that nervousness as I got older into schoolwork and accomplishments and athletics. I took all that like cautiousness and nervousness. As a kid, I was like terrified of thunderstorms. And every time my dad would leave for a business trip, I was like afraid he wouldn't come back.
That anxiety came back full force when Haley found out she had food allergies, some of them life-threatening.
The intense inability to sleep, the panic attacks, being afraid to eat, that's when I was kind of like, I think this might be something bigger than myself. And I really credit my doctor up here at High Country Healthcare. I went and talked to her and she said, well, tell me more about like your childhood and your history. And I kind of told her my childhood history and background. And she goes, oh, this is something you've had all your life. Like you have generalized anxiety disorder and we can help you. You don't have to just suffer.
So Haley sought help. Therapy, medication, and meditation all helped quiet the anxious hum that had been in the background for years.
I kind of describe it as like a buzzing in my head, that I was always there. And then all of a sudden that was gone. And I finally was like, oh, like this is great. I was sleeping better. I was not obsessing about things. When I'm going out on outdoor adventures, I'm not constantly thinking about all the things that could go wrong. I'm just thinking about how I'm enjoying it.
Haley wants others who may be struggling to know it's okay to ask for help, and for her, therapy has been a lifeline.
I've been seeing a therapist now for about 3 years, and it's just been critical for my growth and health. And so I would say, therapy has become more and more accessible, especially with there's some apps that you can get therapy through, and Building Hope does such a good job. And so I would say first, really talk to someone.
She says along with therapy, she's found trail running and mountain biking have helped bring her to a more peaceful place.
Not that it diminishes my problems, but I can have a wider perspective of, look at all the beauty that is out here, and that I have access to.
Haley says her best advice for anyone who may feel prone to anxiousness or excessive worrying is to take a breath and ask for help.
To the people who are afraid to kind of slow down and stop for a second because they're afraid of what that reveals, it's definitely worth it. It's okay. And you don't have to be scared. Life is hard for everyone.
Tana Lockhart, Krystal 93 News.